Beer Night followers. We are back with episode 12 of I was about to say talking new metal music, but that is not this segment at all. I don't know why I was in that zone for some reason.
Yeah.
No, we are talking wrong segment. Wrong guy too.
So it's not even the wrong segment, it's just wrong
everything.
Not even a wrong episode, it's like wrong subsection episode or...
No, we're talking movies and TV shows this segment. We're going to do a little bit different here. We'll change it up a little bit. I want to talk about the bad stuff first, of what not to watch right now on any kind of network or Netflix or Hulu or anything. This is stuff, I'm going to start first, stuff that I've watched that you shouldn't watch. Don't watch this stuff, okay? It's not very good, okay? So I'm going to go ahead with Deadly Illusions on Netflix. So have you ever watched a movie without seeing a trailer?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah?
Sure, yeah.
I did that, and I that was probably wrong of me not to do, because it got me on the information and the title itself. I didn't bother watching the trailer, and this movie sucked ass. It was not very good. Not a good movie. Don't watch this movie on Netflix. I can't.
What was wrong with it?
It's garbage. It's about like this writer that writes. Is writing a book, right? And all this. I think all this stuff comes true, and like this chick wants to have sex with the writer, but he's married, and like it just ends in this like weird, like, oh no, I'm gonna kill you over this guy that writes this book, and it's not very good. I should have watched the trailer first. And don't watch that movie on Netflix. Another one, The Woman in the Window. This one, it teeters off of bad and good a little bit. It's on Netflix.
What's her name?
Yeah, it's with what's her name? The chick that plays in the Superman movie, the Lois in
Amy Adams.
Yes.
Amy Adams.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
It has a cool dynamic. It's a cool story, but like it ends horribly, and it kind of falls flat. It's kind of boring here and there, and not a very good movie. I didn't like that movie at all on Netflix. Don't watch that one. That's bad. It's bad. Another Netflix movie I watched, The Devil Below. I actually watched a trailer to this. I thought it was interesting. It's about a town that gets wiped off like the map of Earth or whatever. Like no one knows where this town is and everything like that. And it's an oil field town, I believe, or coal mining town. And there's creatures. Oil. It's coal mining. It's coal mining. It's coal mining. It's a coal mining. Yeah, fossil fuels, whatever. It's a coal mining town, right? And they end up digging creatures that live under Earth and destroy the town or whatever. And then there's people that want to go investigate, and they end up all dying or whatever. So
you just like see shit on Netflix and like press play?
Press play. Just see. It's interesting. It's new. Want to watch it, see what it is. Okay. It's a waste of time sometimes, Sometimes you hit a rut and it just...
Apparently you got
time
bad. To waste.
It's bad. Yeah, it's not good. Don't watch that one. That's not a good movie. Army of the Dead. Did you ever see Army of the Dead?
No.
On Netflix with Batista?
I know what it is, but no, I did not see it.
It was cool here. It's kind of borderline good and bad. Borderline good and bad. Not a great zombie movie, but had its moments. It did have its moments. But if you want to watch it. It's not terrible, but it's also pretty bad as well. I mean, it's kind of all I got from that movie. Like it's subpar zombie movie. It's subpar zombie movie. Space Jam 2 sucked. Sucked. It's all it sucked.
I didn't even watch it.
Don't watch it. So I'm torn between two cool parts where they show a lot of their WB characters, right? They show a lot of it. like all their characters, like Superman, Batman, and then like all the
Warner Bros.
Warner
properties.
Brothers products. They show a lot of them, which is pretty cool. But then again, it's like you really had to do that just to appease this movie,
Yeah.
you know? And then LeBron, the whole storyline kind of was boring and bland and dumb.
I feel like that the first Space Jam is a great example hold on. It's a great example of revisionist history.
Yeah.
Because nobody was saying it was a great movie when it came out.
No.
I
liked it as a kid.
Objectively, it's not a great movie.
I liked it as a kid. I don't know if it's dull. I haven't really watched it.
It's okay. It pales in comparison to actual old school Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
Which is far funnier.
Yeah.
But I will say that the original Space Jam does have a little bit of Looney Tunes spirit in there and does have some funny jokes in there that are kind of in line with Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
It's certainly much better than that Brendan Fraser debacle Back in Action Looney Tunes movie that was made. But it's just fine. Like it's just a fine, okay movie. Yeah. But I think people are looking back on it, especially with the sequel is coming out. And people are like, can it measure up to the first one? It's like
to Jordan.
Okay, the first one is fine. It's an entertaining little movie, but let's not act like it's fucking Citizen Kane here or 2001: A Space Odyssey. It's not like an amazing film.
No.
It's just a fun little movie, and I had no problem with them trying to make another little fun little movie. Now, if you saw it and said it sucks, fine. I didn't actually watch it, but I do feel like we kind of have inflated memories, like a lot of little revisionist history going on with the first Space Jam as far as how good it actually was. Because it's not that great. Let's be real. It's fun. I enjoy it. It's a fun little movie. But it's not like it's a high bar to clear. Now, that could also be even more of a knock on the new one. If it's not a high bar to clear and the new one still doesn't get close, then maybe the new one is that bad.
All right. One more bad. That's Black Widow. Didn't like it. Well, I liked the movie. It was a fun action movie. The fact that it came out so late, I know it's because of COVID, but this movie literally should have came out after Civil War. It's pointless for this movie to be out when it came out. It should have came out after Civil War. That's my only gripe of why it's bad. Other than that, it's a decent action Marvel movie.
So it's not a bad movie.
It's not a bad movie. My only gripe was it should have came out after Civil War. This movie is literally pointless right now. Like there's no reason why it came out so late.
Why does there have to be a point to it? It is just a Marvel movie.
It is just a Marvel movie, right?
It doesn't have to be some
It would have been
point.
So much better if it came out after Civil War.
I don't agree.
I think it would have.
I don't agree. I actually think it serves better as a swan song to Black Widow than it does after just being a middling piece after Civil War that doesn't
want
really
it to be a swan song though. It shouldn't be a swan song.
And honestly, no. Like I don't agree at all because what does it complete after Civil War? Nothing, because she's gone. At the end, you see her gravestone.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they could have used the ending, right? They could have cut that into something else.
No, but it works though because you also pick up the woman, I forget her name. She's from the comics that Julie Louis-Dreyfus that it popped up in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, right? And so it's still tying into the overall storyline.
But they could have used that ending somewhere else.
What do you mean somewhere else?
Like at the end of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, they could have used that there.
No,
right? That
would not have made sense at all because you didn't have the introduction of Yelena. So, like if she just shows up at the end of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I guess it would have been like, okay, cool, but I don't know. It just doesn't really. Like that's kind of revisionist history again. It's like saying, well, they should have done this then, but you can't always go back and travel back in time and say, well, yeah, we should have released this movie then. But it's too late.
it just feels out of place. It's kind of like what it feels like almost, like it just feels late almost.
I mean, maybe,
just
but
late.
I think that's overanalyzing.
Yeah.
Like, is it really that big of a deal?
Yeah.
And the only part of that I will agree with is that it doesn't necessarily advance the MCU
it doesn't advance
story.
Anything at all. Nothing.
That's not true though. Like you're
except for at the end.
Exactly. Which that means something.
They could have cut it anywhere in anything that they have currently going.
No.
They could have.
No. You can't just chop socky things anywhere you want. That's not the way it works. You can't just say, I'll just cut this here and put it wherever we want. And then, it'll fucking work. Who knows? It'll be fine.
I think if they could have done that. Oh, excuse me. I would like that ending at the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I think. I
don't think it would make nearly as much sense because you had the whole movie.
Well, because the movie would have already been out, right, and that would have been a good callback at that time.
Well, first of all, it would have been out. However many years ago? Five, 6 years ago?
But then it would be an amazing callback.
No.
Everyone would be praising, oh my God, they're calling back from Widow. Black Widow.
Yeah, but you were literally saying that they should have taken a movie now and released it 6 years ago.
Yes, they should have.
But they can't do that. You can't just travel back in time because you're like, oh hey, you know what?
Obviously,
this would have been really cool if it came out after Civil War. Let's just travel back in time and release it then. And by the way, let's keep the actress who played Yelena, I'm blanking on her name. Let's keep her young so that she looks the same in both. And let's just. Oh, by the way, this character we haven't introduced yet, Julie Louis-Dreyfus. Let's just throw her in at the end of this because I don't know because we haven't introduced her yet. So whatever. But you can't just do that. You can't just like arbitrarily do that. It's an internet argument.
I would have done that.
But it's an internet argument. That's an armchair quarterback argument saying, "Oh, well, you should have done this 6 years ago." It's like, okay, well, yeah, Tom Brady should have thrown more touchdown passes.
Okay.
Armchair quarterback argument.
Whatever. You got anything bad that you watched that's like don't watch? Anything bad? Nothing? Good? Bad.
Ugly.
That nobody should watch.
That nobody should watch. No?
No? You watch all good shit, huh?
I mean, I try to avoid bad shit as a rule.
I try to.
As a general rule.
Just happens.
Like I see you got Fast 9 on your good list. See, I avoided that just right out of the gate.
Oh, that was
avoided
awesome. It was awesome.
It's not. Family, man. It's all about family.
Yes. Family.
Garbage.
All right. Well, I guess we'll get into the good. All right. I'll go real quick into my good. Fast 9, which is a fucking over-the-top fucking action film from the summer. And it actually makes fun of itself and how they can't. Like, why are we still alive? We can't die. Like, what's going on? Are we superheroes? Are we like unkillable? I don't know what's going on.
Sounds like it's a good time to end the series.
Good time. No, we're going Fast 11.
It's a good time to end the series, 11, guys. Let's just...
That was a fun. I like that one. It was a fun action film for the summer. A Quiet Place Part 2. Did you ever watch that?
Watch that one? No, I want to watch it though. I want to watch it.
Good shit.
I really want to watch
that shit. Watch that shit.
I really want to see it.
Free Guy just came out like a couple weeks ago. Really fun, awesome, action-filled, video game themed movie. Love that movie. Fucking fantastic.
Looks fun.
What's his face?
Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds. Fucking does a fantastic job with that movie. Good shit. Love that movie. Saw it in theaters. Good stuff. The Tomorrow War. On
that's in your good
Amazon. I liked it a lot. I like the story. It's a really cool story. I like it.
I haven't seen. To be fair, I haven't seen it, so I am passing judgment a little bit. It just doesn't look that great to me.
It's a good story. I enjoy it a lot. Good action too. Fear Street on Netflix, 1994, 1978, and 1666. Wow, just awesome, cool shit. Horror movie, back to back weeks. They've released these movies, and it's awesome, cool story that they filled. The 1994 one was subpar. Okay, it was pretty cool to go kind of like they did a classic like 1994 horror themed movie, which is pretty badass. The 1978 one
felt like Scream.
It's Scream almost like Scream. 1978 was pretty cool because they. It was like set in the camp, like how Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
There you go. Lake. Which I loved so much. And the 1666 one was the best one.
Really?
Kind of like Salem witch trials themed movie. These back-to-back-to-back movies, awesome. Good shit. You need to watch that shit on Netflix. Good stuff. A classic horror story that came out kind of right after that. I love the hook to that movie. The movie, it's gonna fucking, you're gonna be surprised with that movie. A classic horror story. I'm not gonna say anything, but you need to watch that movie because I can't spoil it. It's if I say anything, I'm gonna spoil it because there is so much like intricacy. Intricacy in that movie that you can't see coming until the end. And like, oh shit, that's what's going on. It's so badass movie. I love that one. Woodstock 99 documentary is really good. Check that out on HBO Max. The Suicide Squad movie. Don't forget the Suicide Squad movie. I like that one. You watch that one on HBO Max?
I watch it, yeah.
On theaters or HBO Max?
Did I see it in theater?
I saw it on HBO Max.
I saw Black Widow in theater. Saw Suicide Squad on HBO Max.
All right, yeah. I like that one. It was a pretty fun movie.
Wait a minute.
It's pretty fun.
No, we saw Suicide Squad in theater.
Yeah?
Yeah, we did.
Theater? Yeah.
We did. We saw it in theater.
Yeah. My theater wouldn't play it because it was on stream. So, but I did see Black Widow in theater. It was good. Or no, I saw that on stream as well, I think. I don't know. Whatever.
So, Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad. What do you got? You got anything on that? I liked that movie a lot. I liked it a lot.
I liked it.
Yeah, it was fun.
I think it's a little overhyped. I think it's
a little overhyped? Yeah.
I might have liked Black Widow better, honestly. But it's still good.
I like John Cena's character was really good.
Yeah, he's good.
He's really good at it.
Idris Elba is great.
Yeah. All the characters, all the.
I liked how they didn't make. Thank you. They didn't make Harley Quinn the focus of everything.
Oh yeah.
Thank you. Unlike that fucking bastardized Birds of Prey movie.
Yeah.
Thank you. And you know what? It served her character much better.
It did.
I enjoyed Harley Quinn in this movie a lot because they weren't cramming her down my throat. Yeah. She was just kind of there, and she was cool at times, and other times other characters were cool. And it's like, John Cena was good. It was funny. It was over the top violent. But I'm gonna stop short of saying it was great. Like it's still,
it's not in the great.
It's still kind
of
just like
it's in my good spot.
It's better than the first one for sure. For sure, it's better than the first one. But it's still just kind of like one of those things where, like, am I gonna go back to it and watch it a bunch? Probably not.
I'll watch it once more or twice.
It's all right. It's good.
Yeah.
It's fun. It was fun while it lasted.
Fun stuff. I did watch finally Cobra Kai season 1 through 3.
You just now watched it?
Just now watched it.
Fucking get a late pass,
Just now watched it. Good shit. Good stuff.
Did you even grow up with Karate Kid?
Yes. Oh, I remember watching 1 and 2 as a kid. But I mean that's like fucking 10, 15. That's 15, 20 years ago.
Well, see, now you gotta watch the third one because they're bringing.
I did. I watched.
It's not a good movie.
No,
it's not. But only because they're bringing Terry back in Cobra Kai, you gotta watch part 3.
So what I did was to get ready for Cobra Kai. I watched episode movie 1, 2, and 3. I watched all 3 movies, and then I got into Cobra Kai. So yeah, I love season 1. Season 2 wasn't as good. I kind of understand they were kind of like doing character development in that season, but the fucking season 2 ending episode was fucking epic as fuck. Holy shit, dude! Oh, that watching season 2 and then I was like, this is kind of like it's not very good, but the final episode is so fucking worth it. Fan-fucking-tastic. And then season 3 obviously builds from season 2, but awesome stuff. I can't wait for season 4 to come out.
Well, Cobra Kai is great if you grew up with those movies. First and foremost.
Yeah.
I gotta get that right out of the gate because it's cheesy as all hell.
Yeah.
But it works. But it works.
Yeah.
it knows it's cheesy and it works because it just doesn't matter. Like it's just kind of like you just go with it because it is what it is. And if you grew up with the Karate Kid movies, then it really does a great job of building upon that mythology, but also giving you another side of it because Johnny's the main character, right? And he's the guy you root for. He really is.
But it feels like
he's by far the best character in the show. And he's the guy you root for despite him being kind of a douche at times, but despite him being politically incorrect. He's likable. And he's just a likable buffoon douchebag that you kind of root for and you want to see kind of. He's just funny. He's just funny. He's funny because he's so politically and so irreverent, but it's not over the top. Like it just kind of makes him. He's just a guy. He's just a guy,
regular guy
who grew up in the '80s, who likes freaking hair metal and who likes to drink beer and who doesn't. Who's banquet and who's sexist and who's learning to not be, and like he just has these kind of old school kind of ideas, but he's just a person. Like it doesn't. They don't he doesn't come off as like an asshole or anything. He's just a person. And people have flaws, and that's kind of the idea behind the show. Even Daniel, who's the hero of the movies, you find out he has flaws. He's just a person too, and he has his own life and shit that he's doing.
I just love the dynamic between them two. It almost comes like
and how they're kind of
almost like Daniel's like the villain sometimes. You know?
Sometimes, but then other times he's not, and then it flows back and forth. It's just because they're just people. They're just people. And in real life, you just have people. Like there's qualities you like about somebody, and there's qualities you don't like. There's qualities you like about this person, and there's qualities you don't like. They're just people, like the rest of us. Their shit stinks, right? They have problems. They have mistakes they've made in their life. They're just people, and that's what makes it cool. Is that they've taken this these people that we grew up with. That you feel like you know, because I feel like I know these characters because I watched the movie so many damn times when I was younger. To where it's like I'm watching them now. It's like okay, I can kind of relate to you growing up and having to deal with these issues. And even there's the whole what's really well done about the show is this whole dynamic between the two of how they're kind of coming together reluctantly. they don't want to come together.
They don't.
But they kind of are. It's almost like without spoiling anything, it's almost kind of like an old school kind of like buddy cop movie or something like that, where it's like these opposites are kind of attracting in a way that they almost can't help it, and it's fun.
It's fun. Well, that's my good.
Shout out though to the original Karate Kid. Great fucking film.
Great film. I love the
underrated film. Another great score, by the way. Could go in honorable mentions. I think that's Bill Conti too. But and great story. Just a fantastic story. It's such a great father-son story. 1, 2, and 3 are just like if you watch it back to back, it's a good story. The second one is good too. The third one, not as much. But the first one especially is a fantastic film.
Good stuff. Well, that's all I got for the bad and the good. I could go on more. I got plenty more, but
you already went off for quite a while.
Yeah, I'm kind of fucking. Shit. Now his turn. He's gonna go.
Do we have time left?
He's gonna go like 30 minutes now.
I don't think we have time to talk about anything. I might as well just cut it.
Yeah, cut it. We're done. What do you got? You got anything good that you've been watching that you want to talk about that I haven't talked about yet?
No. So, I've been watching old stuff that we've talked about on this channel before. Went back and started watching Breaking Bad again and Better Call Saul. We've already talked about this stuff before.
Yeah, we have. We've talked about
that. You didn't mention Superman and Lois.
I know. I was kind of figuring you were watching it.
So it is a CW show.
It's CW.
It's definitely a CW
It's a good show. I enjoyed it. Well, I like the dynamic between. He has two kids. And it's such a interesting dynamic that really hasn't been told in on TV or movies. It's been told, I think, in comics, right?
Yes.
Comics,
yes.
But
with one, not two.
Yeah.
They threw an extra one in there and kind of.
Why not?
That's the CW being like, hey, we put our own spin on it. There's an extra kid now.
I like it.
So it's a good depiction of Clark for one. I like the actor, right?
Yeah.
Tyler Hoechlin or whatever his name is. He does a good job, and I think it's a good depiction of the duality of Superman and Clark, and kind of what it represents to him and his family and stuff like that. And it does a good job of portraying him as Clark is, where he's kind of always, I don't want to say behind the eight ball because he's Superman, but he's always trying to catch up, trying to beat everything to everyone. Yeah. And it's not easy, even for Superman, right? So it's an allegory to kind of how a lot of family men feel, right? Yeah. And it's a lot of people might think it's lame, but like I kind of relate to it in that like it's he's on a much higher level because he's also trying to save the world, but it's the idea of like, as powerful as he is, he still can't do it all.
Yeah,
he still can't be
he failed. If he succeeds at Superman, he fails at Clark, and the opposite.
And he still can't be the greatest. He still can't be the greatest parent ever, right? Even though he's Superman, he can't be the greatest parent ever. It's just not that simple. No, it's not. And there are nuances and gray areas there that make it difficult. And then, so the show does a good job of depicting that. Now it has its soap opera moments because it is a CW show. Mm-hmm. It has its contrivances because it's a CW show. Yeah. It has the benefit of being in its first season, so it hasn't worn on too long yet, like a lot of CW shows. So we'll see what it does. We'll see where it goes. There are some CW tropes where that kind of annoy me, like the CW always jumps on like a bandwagon or does something that's been done a million times but acts like they're reinventing the wheel. Like the idea of like, what if Superman was evil?
I mean, it fit the storyline for the show, but
this is a bridge that's never been crossed before.
No. Never.
What if this happened? And it's like we're supposed to be like, oh my god, yeah, what if it's like, oh, okay. Like, injustice exists. We know it. Yeah, we've seen it. We've played the video game. We've heard other people talk about it. We've seen Zack Snyder's fucking Justice League cut. Like, we get it. Okay, we get it. If Superman was evil, bad things would happen. Yeah. Luckily, he's not. But it is a good show overall. I do like it.
I like the Ferris wheel.
See, I never took it off. See, I just keep fucking up on this. Take it off pause.
Jesus Christ.
I'm trying.
We're trying. All right. So I like the Superman Lois.
So yeah, it's good. It's good. Yeah. If you like Superman, it's a pretty good depiction of the duality of Superman and Clark, which has always been one of the most interesting things about the character. Yeah. Anybody who tells you that Superman's not an interesting character does not know what they're talking about. That just means they've never paid attention. Never read any comics. They've never watched the movies closely or anything else, because it is a very interesting character in the way that he deals with his everyday life and the way that he deals with trying to be everything to everyone, but still coming up just a bit short, which is the way that a lot of us feel in our everyday life, so it's very relatable.
I think Jess and I will argue with you about that for sure.
Oh, bring it on.
Yes, she will.
You know I will take you on with that.
We have a video for that.
You know I will take you on with that. And I will not bow down to your bitch boy Batman. Anyway.
All right.
So.
Anything else?
I kind of want to shout out Bad Batch a little bit.
Bad Batch?
Star Wars show.
I haven't watched it. I haven't watched it yet.
It's not like it's the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
But I do think it's really well done. Like it does a really good job of picking up kind of a gap in the Star Wars storyline and kind of just running with it. Yeah. And the animation's really well done. The voice acting's good. The characters, I think, are really likable. It's kind of goofy at times, but so is Star Wars.
It is.
People need to be careful not to take Star Wars too seriously, because I feel like it's a mistake that a lot of people make, because they hold the original trilogy in such high regard. They forget that it's really kind of goofy, like with the exception of maybe Empire Strikes Back, which is pretty serious. The first and the third one are pretty goofy little, space operas. Yeah. I mean, but they're fun. They're great movies. We love them. So, and I feel like Bad Batch kind of falls right in there, and it's a good watch for people who kind of want to kind of get a little bit more into the clones. It picks up after the prequels, which is interesting to me because, you know, some people want to pretend like prequels don't exist, but I don't subscribe to that. So it's fun. It's a cool little show.
What prequels? What prequels? I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
What if it's bad? I don't know.
What if it's better than the documentary you just made?
That's a mind blowing right there.
Because it was better than their documentary.
All right, fair enough.
They're mockumentary. Okay, we're talking about something that nobody knows. Okay, none of these people have seen Fanboys, and by the way, don't, because it's not good.
Oh, it's a fun movie.
Oh, stop
I love it. It's good shit.
It's
good shit.
Phantom Menace is way better. Way better. Way better.
Oh, good. That's funny shit. Anything else? What about What If?
I'm pretty sure.
What If?
I like What If.
What If? I didn't like the first episode.
Why?
It felt, I guess maybe because I was like, I didn't know what If was supposed to be.
How did you not know by this point?
Like I understood the concept of it, right? But like it felt like the same as the first movie, Captain America movie. It felt like the same shit until like it got towards the end, right? It felt like it followed the same storyline, but with the chick instead of except for like when it ended, right? Like towards the end of the boss.
Hold on.
It felt like what's the point of this?
First of all, it totally didn't because Steve was in an Iron Man suit the whole time.
Well,
what the fuck?
Well, after, yeah, I mean,
not after, not at the end. It was the whole thing.
Not the whole thing.
Yes.
No.
Yes. Yes. It wasn't the very end.
I mean, he played the character of Steve.
Rogers.
Not Steve Rogers. The guy with the missing arm. Blinking. Sorry.
Bucky.
He played the character like it was Bucky.
No, Bucky was in it.
I know he was in it, but like his being in the Iron Man suit, like when they're on the train, right?
Yes.
The same shit happened. Like Bucky, he fell to his death, but he didn't die, obviously, right?
Well,
but like,
hold on.
It was like the same shit almost, but like with different characters playing different spots.
Yeah, I mean that's what it's supposed to be.
I know
it's
it
an
is.
alternate universe story.
But like it almost was like the same shit. I didn't really get it. I'm like, what? Except for like when the ending happened.
It's an alternate universe story, bro. It's supposed to be like, hey, if this minor change was made, here's what would happen in an alternate universe.
But it felt like it was the same. Like it felt like it didn't change, except for like the
except all the characters were different. That's a big fucking change.
I don't know. It still felt like the same fucking story almost.
It wasn't at all. Nothing. Everything with the Red Skull was different.
A little bit, yes.
Everything. No spoilers, but I can't tell you because homeboy here, I didn't get it apparently.
I liked episode 2 and 3, which was awesome. I like the difference in those, which made it fucking skyrocket to me. Like I love that. It's good shit right there.
Well, episode 1 has definitely been the weakest of the three.
Yeah, it was.
But it still wasn't anywhere near like what you're saying. The whole point was supposed to be if she was Captain America and he wasn't.
Yeah.
So,
but they played the fucking same scenario.
They didn't though.
As
all the scenarios
as if it was Steve Rogers.
No, they did not.
Almost until like the middle to the end.
Horseshoes and hand grenades. Almost no. Everything was slightly different. Like
slightly, very fucking slightly, very slightly.
And it's an alternate universe. It's like what?
That's why I like episode 2 and 3, which completely fucking went off bonkers. Went completely different, right? Completely fucking different. This episode 1 wasn't as different. You felt like you're still watching the Captain America movie.
Disagree. You
with
felt
Steve Rogers.
You felt
except
like,
for it was different.
You felt like because
a woman
the settings
was
total bullshit. You felt like it was that way because the settings and the context was the same.
It was the same.
No, but everything else that happened within those settings and in the context was completely different. You just said it yourself. It's not like Bucky fell to his death. It was Steve.
But still, he still
Steve
felt
was Steve was flying around
like in episode 2. it completely changed everything. Maybe in episode 1 he didn't.
Yeah, but episode
Steve
2,
Rogers didn't fall to his death.
Episode
He did something different.
But episode
it's like
2
the
is
same shit.
Episode 2 is not a basis for episode 1.
I know it's not, but
so you can have more subtle differences.
Yeah.
And more drastic differences. That's the whole point of a multiverse type idea or an alternate universe story. Is you have subtle differences or you have drastic differences. It's not just always going to be like, oh, it's just bonkers and just wacky bullshit. In this case, it was everything still was going forward as usual, except there was that one change where she jumped into the machine instead of Steve. So you're still going to have World War II. Mm-hmm. You were still going to have all the shit that was going on.
Yeah, everything.
It's not like it's just all going to radically change.
You still had her going into that place to save everyone. It was the still same fucking scenario as Captain America, the first movie. Still same shit. It's just different characters playing it.
But it wasn't that simple because you also had Howard Stark building an Iron Man suit for Steve.
I mean,
you had Bucky's role was totally different. You did have other
differences.
The Red Skull's role was totally different. What happened with the Tesseract was totally different. It was different. It just wasn't as drastically different as the other.
I think with the first episode, it felt like it didn't drastically change as much as I thought it would. Right? It had its scenarios that changed here and there, but it wasn't as drastic as episode 2 and 3, which had drastic changes, which I love. So I think appreciating episode 2 and 3 so far made me kind of appreciate episode 1 a little bit more, but not as much. Like the first episode wasn't it didn't grasp me as much as
it's not as
episode
good.
2 or 3.
And that's totally fair. It's definitely not as good as an episode. The other two were much more compelling.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like that means episode 1 was bad. I just feel like it doesn't have to be as drastic of a shift in the alternate universe.
It doesn't.
In order for it to be
when you're dealing with episode 1 and you feel like all these what ifs are happening, you would assume that it would be a drastic change.
So here's the thing. So because actually what made episode 1 interesting is it was, and I feel like the show has kind of gotten away from this, and it's not necessarily a good or a bad thing. Is that initially they set the tone with this. The stage was the Watcher says one little decision could change things, right? Mm-hmm. So, and episode 1 represents that. Episode 2 a little bit in that it's Yondu's decision to send his henchmen to do it instead of him, and they take the wrong kid, But it was still kind of departing from that a little bit because it wasn't as much of a small little decision.
Yeah.
And then episode 3 kind of went away from that entirely.
Oh, entirely. Yeah.
So I feel like episode 1 is the only one that kind of fit into that motif of like one little decision kind of changes everything. And Evelyn actually brought up kind of an idea which is interesting to me. It's like, what if, right? What if the first episode is like the chain reaction that leads to everything else.
Which I can maybe see coming.
I didn't really see it because I don't see how that connects to Yondu's decision, for example, to send to be lazy and send his henchmen to do it just because, Peggy chose to get into the suit. Yeah. But there could be some sort of chain reaction that falls in there that's unforeseeable or that's indirect, right? So I just thought it was interesting how the show kind of made a point to say that in the first episode. They made a point to say it's one little decision, right? And in this and they even said it's in his dialogue, in the Watcher's dialogue. It's like in this scenario, the decision was this, right?
Yeah.
And then it shows the scene and blah blah blah. It doesn't say it quite in those words, obviously, but it's essentially spelled out that way. And so it almost kind of made me think, okay, this is how each episode's going to go. But then they didn't go like that. So it was kind of interesting how the first episode was like focused in on that one decision, but the other ones kind of departed from that idea, and it's more of a macro difference. So to me, that kind of explains the first episode a little bit more, in that it's more of a small kind of confined change, whereas the other ones are kind of bigger, universal, more whatever.
Yeah, all right. Well, check that out on Disney Plus. I know I'll continue to be.
I'm excited because the clips are coming. We got Spider-Man coming. We got zombie Avengers coming. We got
it's gonna be good stuff.
There's Gamora. There's a picture of Gamora with Thanos' armor and weapon on.
Yeah.
It looks like Vision as Ultron. I mean, there's all kinds of
stuff.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I'm excited too.
See what's going on with this shit.
Yeah. And real quick, a couple upcoming stuff. Make sure you guys watch Candyman, the new movie.
Did you watch it?
I'm gonna watch it tomorrow, probably. Don't Breathe 2. You need to watch that. And then
Did you watch that?
It's coming out tomorrow.
So why are you telling people to watch movies you haven't seen yet?
It's going to be exciting. I can't wait. I'm going to watch it. It's upcoming. I'm going to be. You might see us on our next episode. Good or bad. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see where it falls. But I'm excited to watch that one. Don't Breathe 2. And then the new Marvel movie,
Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. I'm excited.
I'm excited to see that one too. That's coming out
a week from today, Friday.
From today. So make sure you guys check those out as well. Thank you for watching.
Dude. What the fuck?
What?
Did you see the fucking Far From Home trailer? No. No Way Home. No, sorry, No Way Home. Did you see the No Way Home trailer?
Of course I did. And wow.
What the fuck?